My name is Norman Wirzba, and I'm delighted that you have chosen to read Food and Faith, A Theology of Eating. I wrote the book, first of all, because I love food and I love to eat it with other people. One of my favorite times of year is to prepare the big Thanksgiving meal when I know we'll have lots of people around and we'll be able to enjoy time in the kitchen, preparing the food, being around a table, sharing the delicious flavors, and just sharing life. I also grew up as a farmer in southern Alberta, so I had a fairly intimate look and practical look at how our food is grown. And when I decided to become a philosopher and then a theologian, I realized that the topic of food did not show up very much in what I was reading, which is a bit surprising when you think about it, because eating is one of the most basic activities that we do. We do it every day, multiple times a day, and we have to do it. So that suggests something really important about what it means to be a human being. It also, I think, communicates something very important about what we think life is, and maybe even what the point of life is, because eating is one of those activities that doesn't just make life possible. It's also this activity whereby we communicate to each other what we think the value of our life is. Because when you think about how we raise our animals, how we grow our fruits and vegetables, we're saying something about whether or not we think life is precious and whether or not life is something to be cherished, that our farm communities, our lands, our agricultural people should be valued in a very important manner. Because when you think about something like a fast food meal where we expect and hope that our food will be cheap and convenient, we're suggesting that maybe life is cheap and maybe life should be convenient too. And what I came to realize growing up on a farm and raising food, raising animals, is that life is difficult, it's fragile, it's vulnerable, but it's also supremely beautiful, but also really delicious. And so I grew up in a farming community, in a farming family, where the growing of food, the preparing of food, and the sharing of food was one of the ways that we communicated to each other that life is precious and that life is fundamentally a gift rather than a commodity. And that there's even something sacred about the character of our life together. And so I wrote Food and Faith as a way to explore, well, what does it mean to say that food is a sacred gift and not just a commodity? How would it change the way we lived if we thought that the whole point of our existence on this earth is to cherish the world that nurtures us? Those are some of the questions that I want you to explore as you read this book, as you think about how food and eating together can be an entry into our deeper understanding and appreciation for how our life together is something to be shared, how our life together is something to be cherished, and ultimately, how through delicious food we have a chance to celebrate the gifts we have been given. So, happy reading to you all.